I'm going to stop sharing for 1 minute. Okay, good deal. All right, so back to where we were here. So I was just going to talk real quick about ASE, Automotive Service Excellence. So ASE is an organization that was created back in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s. What would happen is the automotive industry back in the early days was pretty much mechanics who knew how to work on things, would fix cars, and then there was these garages, and you go, and the garage was usually the same place you'd get gas and tires. And what started happening as the technology became more advanced, they found that a lot of the technicians, they weren't necessarily trained in the technology. So there were technicians that were doing questionable repairs, they were overcharging, not doing a good job. So ASE came along and said, hey, we're going to do some testing so we can certify technicians. So if you have an ASE certified technician, that means they understand the concepts enough where they can be certified, and then they can fly our logo on their shop. So if you ever see this ASE badge, what that means is that person or that shop has met the criteria to become a certified technician through ASE. This is a national organization, so it's recognized in all the states in the U.S. So one of the things about ASE is you're going to need to pay for a test. Let's see if I can log into my account and show you guys what my account looks like here. Let's see if this computer remembers or... So to fast forward for you guys, what this means is for accounts created prior to August 10th, 2020, please log in using your existing username. Let me try a different password. So I don't remember my password because oh, here we go. Okay, I'm going to save that for next time. You guys still see my screen over there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so this is my dashboard. Okay, so there's an ASE store and appointments, daily message. Welcome to the new My ASE portal. So here it says, this is my overview. These are my employers, my test results, company assigned IDs, orders, and profile. So these are reminders. So it looks like December 31st, 2020 is when all my certifications expire. So this year I'm going to have to go take some tests. The neat thing about being a teacher is you cover this material so much you never really need to study. So I'm going to go and just try to take the test cold turkey, and I should be good. So what you'll see here on the right box, it says designations. This is my designation as a auto technician. So since 2005, I've been a master automobile technician. So what that means is I passed all the tests, A1 through A8. So the tests cover 8 areas. So the class you're taking right now, Auto 056, Engines and Related Systems, is the ASE 1 test. So that's engine repair. So the idea is when you're done with my class, you should be able to go take that test and pass it. And the same would be if you're taking electrical with Mr. Kennedy, or if you're taking a brakes class with Mr. Monroe, Mr. Monroy, you should be able to pass the ASE test at the end of that course. That's our main objective. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay. If there's any questions, please stop me. And let me check my messages. I don't see any messages. Let me make sure there's nobody waiting. Okay. All right, nobody waiting in the waiting room here. Got 11 students, there's 10 students logged in. That's a little bit discouraging. I hope they don't kill the class because people keep dropping out. All right, so anyhow, so that's my master automobile technician. If you pass one test and you have 2 years of work experience, you're gonna get the blue logo and it's gonna say certified technician. If you pass all of the tests, A1 through A8, you get master automobile technician. There's an advanced level test called the L1, Advanced Automobile Advanced Engine Performance, okay? When you pass that test, you get this certified advanced level specialist. So that is a badge that says this person knows how to diagnose emissions systems, diagnose and repair emissions systems, okay? So if you're a smog technician, I believe the L1 is a requirement to have your smog license. Any questions on that?
Actually, are all of the A tests, do they all have corresponding classes in Miramar or not all of them?
Miramar, yeah. So, and I'll go over that in 1 minute if you hang tight.
You got it.
I'll kind of break it down for you. Yeah, no problem. And then this certified maintenance and light repair, this is a test called G1, I believe it's called. Yeah, G1, maintenance and light repair. And that is the test that you would take as an entry-level technician. This one here only requires, I think it's 6 months or 1 year of work experience. You can go past the test with no work experience, and ASE is going to recognize that you passed the test, but you're not going to be certified until you can prove work experience. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, so let's kind of take a look here. The one test I have here, light vehicle diesel engines, that I think they cover portions of that in the advanced engine performance class. I learned most of my diesel training when I worked for Chrysler. So that's A9. That's actually a test that's only a few years old. But A1 is engine repair. That's a class you're taking now. A2 is automatic transmissions and transaxles. A3, there's 2 pages here, is manual drivetrain and axles. Okay, so that's manual transmissions. A4, suspension and steering. A5 is brakes. A6 is electrical and electronic systems. A7 is heating and air conditioning. And A8 is engine performance. That is essentially the sequence of courses that we have laid out at Miramar. So let me show you something here. Let me check my, okay, I don't have anyone waiting in the waiting room. So if we go to the Miramar College website, can you guys see my community college screen, or is it still on the ASE screen?
Oh, we can see it.
So you could see the San Diego Community College here?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so when we look at our class, we want the course catalog. So we should be able to go to Miramar College. Okay, can you guys see San Diego Miramar College on the top left?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure because sometimes Zoom will not show what I'm talking about, and then sometimes students won't say anything, so I don't want to waste time, so I'll keep asking. So when you go to the Miramar College homepage, there's a course catalog here in the middle. Okay, and I'm showing this most of the time when I have students, nobody's ever walked them through this. So if you've done this and you're familiar with it, perfect. If this is new to you, I'm glad I'm able to help. So let's see here. So if we scroll down, we could see, we don't want to see the schedule. We want to see the course catalog. Here we go, college catalogs. City Mesa Miramar, current year. 1920 catalog. It doesn't show a 2021 catalog, but I'm sure the format will be exactly the same. All right, so you see this catalog is how many pages, guys? What's it say?
433.
400. So should I go page by page, or what's a quick way to find the auto stuff?
I'd assume a table of contents.
Yeah. Go to table of contents and look for auto.
Well, it's 2020. A table of contents works if it's a paper book. There's a function on most computers. It's Control F, and it throws this little box on the top right. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Hit Control F, and then I could just type in the word automotive. Okay, and then it's going to see page 4, automotive technician. So I can just kind of start scrolling down until I get to, it's still giving me, what if I say automotive technology? Here we go, automotive technology. See right here? This is, let's say this is your major, right? That takes us to page 154. So you guys see the automotive technology that I've highlighted?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So you can, in automotive technology, be awarded a certificate of performance or a certificate of achievement, or you can get an associate of science degree. Now, your goal is completely up to you and your aspirations. If you are working at if you want to get a smog license, you need to get a certificate of performance for advanced emissions specialist. It's 5 to 8 units to complete that. Okay. That would require you to take the electrical class and then the engine performance class. If you want to get the certificate of achievement for automotive chassis, you would have to take brakes, steering, suspension, and electrical. If you want to get the certificate of achievement for electrical, it says 16 units. I do know there's a basic electrical and an advanced electrical. I don't know what the other 2 classes are, but we're going to find out in a minute. Engine performance, automotive transmissions. There's 4 certificates you can get through this program. The Associate of Science degree. Let's say you just want to be a tech. A certificate of achievement is going to help you. An Associate of Science degree is going to help you as well. One of the things that I tell people is I'm able to teach because of my Associate in Science degree. So as an automotive teacher, I got my teaching position because I have that 2-year degree. So this is 40 units of automotive courses plus an additional 20 units are required. So you need a total of 60 units. So you'll need 20 units of general ed as well. So that means you're going to need to take an English class, math class, history class, and maybe a physical education class to get your total of 60 units to get your degree. You guys with me on that?
Yeah. I'm taking an English class right now, actually.
Say that one more time. I'm
taking an English class right now, actually.
What a drag, right?
I like English. It's okay.
Some people like it. I can't. I'm a terrible student, so I'll never be excited about talking about math and English classes. But that's okay. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion and and preference on that. But here's a description of the program. I'm not going to read that to you. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, right? So we got program learning outcomes, career options for taking these courses. Then we go some management, certificate of performance, advanced emissions specialist. These are the courses you need to take to qualify for your smog license, okay? So there's a work experience course and then a bar specified diagnostic repair level 2 inspection course, okay? The next one is certificate of achievement automotive chassis. So here's a list of courses. So you would need to take 061, basic electrical, 062, advanced electrical, brake systems, 076, and steering suspension systems, 078. After you complete those 4 courses, you get your 16 units, then you can get your certificate of achievement for automotive chassis. Okay? Then we move down for automotive electrical. It's 061 basic, 062 advanced electrical, 065 engine performance, and 069 climate control. And you can get your certificate of achievement in automotive electrical, and so on and so forth. So for this class falls into the category of engine performance certificate, 056. 061 basic electrical, 062 advanced electrical. Electrical basic and advanced are going to be required for every single certificate. Because it's 2020, every system is electrical. So even this class you're taking, I'm going to be referring to some electrical stuff. And if you've never taken the electrical class, it might be foreign to you. So I'll go slow, but it's going to help a lot if you have some electrical knowledge.
So good thing I'm taking a basic electrical class.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. And we don't get too deep into it. I try not to overwhelm anyone with it, but it's definitely required a basic understanding. Okay. So essentially, guys, this is kind of the breakdown of what you need to get each certificate. And then if you look here, it actually gives you the list also if you want your Associate of Science degree, if you want to pursue that. So it tells you each class that you need. Now, you guys are taking the general program, so you're in my class. My classes are the ones that do not have the T. The T means that's a Toyota or Honda specific class that's held during the day, so you'd be part of the T10 program or the Honda Pact program. For some of you, that might be of interest, and that's fine. Just let me know, and I can have you talk to the right people. For others, you know, maybe their schedule's not as flexible or they're like to pursue a different manufacturer. That's fine too. But you're going to take one or the other. You're going to be taking the classes with the T or the classes without the T. You guys follow?
Yes.
I have a question.
Have
So
to
let's
take the
say,
class. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go, Henry.
Oh, it might be the same question. Do you have to? You say with the T or without the T, but you have to have the T in order to get the major, correct?
No.
No. Okay.
No. So look here. So this is Auto 56. So there's Auto 56 engineer related systems. That's my class. Auto 56T, Honda Toyota engineer related systems. So you're taking 056. That meets the requirement of these 4 units here.
Okay. I see it says or. I'm just.
Right.
Yeah,
so
you got it.
One or the other. So let's say you take my class and you decide you want to do the Honda Toyota class. You should be able to start taking the T's. I don't think you need to take 56 again for your degree, but you might need to take 56 again for the Honda and Toyota credit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so but if you're just going for the degree, this is the list of courses here. This is page number 156 of the course catalog. And see, a lot of students have never seen this. So I like to share at the beginning of the semester because then, you know, a lot of times our counselors don't really understand what happens in our programs. So if I show this to you, you can show this to your counselor and say, I want to do this and I need 20 credits that are the easiest to get credits, right? What are the quickest credits to get my degree, right? If that's the pathway you're on. Now, if you're just exploring auto and there's other areas you want to explore, I wouldn't even pursue the Associate of Science degree, right? I would just take a couple of classes and then check them off the list and then, you know, do that in whatever your other subject is and come back. So you guys have to make your own plan. But this right here, if auto's your thing and that's what's driving you right now, this is the list, page 156, course catalog. So I saw Henry asked a question. Omar, did you have a question?
Yeah, so it's kind of like the same like Henry's, but so let's say I want to take the just a regular classes without the T. Am I still able to like do like the same dealership as the T classes or no?
So do you have to be working at a dealer to take the T classes?
No. I meant the same automotive, like get like benefits and like like job opportunities like as a T classes will get with the Honda and Toyota.
Well, the Honda and Toyota students will have preference at Honda and Toyota dealerships. But anytime there is a job opening and we are contacted, usually the shop will contact like the department head or one of the other instructors, and that instructor will share it out with all of the instructors. And then as instructors, we share it out on either Canvas or however other ways that we share it out. So this semester, it'll probably be in a notification on Canvas. I'll post it as an announcement and say, hey, this place is looking for a job. I'll either say, this is the phone number, this is the website to call and apply, or I'll say, if you're interested, contact me, because I have to, sometimes they ask us to screen the students to make sure we're sending somebody who has specific talent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would say the job opportunities are pretty equivalent, with the exception of if it's a Honda store, the Honda students will have first priority.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So, but yes, we constantly are getting job opportunities, and we share them out, and it's very competitive. So if it's coming from a teacher, you need to hop on it like that minute. Okay.
Yeah, understood.
So this is the degree program. So was this helpful to show you that course catalog?
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was.
Good. All right. Any other questions before I jump back to ASE?
Nope.
All right. Let's see here. All these little menus jump around. Okay, so here's the ASE page, right? So when any of you can create a My ASE account and log in and have an ASE ID. Now, ASE will ask, I think they ask for your social security number. The reason is this goes with you forever. And ASE, let's say I go back to Chrysler. Chrysler specific courses will overlap with some ASE testing. So if I have met a certain criteria with ASE, like I've passed all these tests and I qualify for all this stuff, like Chrysler's not going to make me sit in the intro to electrical class, right? They're going to say, well, you already have an advanced electrical credential, so you're ready for like the bigger classes. So they're not going to make me re-sit through all that stuff. So they ask for your social security number because the car manufacturers will also use your social security number, and they look to see your transcripts, if you will, from ASE and other car manufacturers, and some of those things are transferable. So did I say that right? Did that all make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
All right, so yeah, so it looks like here, so what are we, August? So I have 4 months, well, 3 months, because September is only 10 more days. I have about 3 months to get my testing done. So what will happen is I'll probably break it up in how many tests? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When's my L1 due? Oh, my L1's due even before. Oh, wait, where's my L1?
Question, are we going to work with diesel engines as well?
We won't work on diesel engines, but I will definitely talk about how diesel engines work.
Okay.
Yeah. So it looks like I have 11 tests to take. They're not going to let me take all 11 tests in one sitting. That's something that I would love to do just to get it over with, but they'll probably break it up into 3 sessions. So if you are an ASE certified technician, you'll have to kind of plan it out and like map it out so that you can make sure you get all your tests done before they expire. Because when they expire, it's kind of a drag. You have to I think you have to pay a fee and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so the light diesel engine here, we're talking about like the diesel engine they use in Volkswagens, Porsches, Chevys, and Dodges. We're not talking about like semi-truck diesel engines. It's light vehicle diesel engines.
Yeah, like a Ram sort of, right?
Like a Ram, or like I have a Volkswagen Passat with a TDI diesel.
Okay.
So it's talking about those systems.
All right.
Yeah. So we will cover a little bit of that, but mostly we're talking about the components in the engine, which a four-stroke engine is the same as in a diesel is the same as it is in a gas car. So all the components are the same. And I don't know why my chat box isn't popping up here. All right, let me stop sharing for a minute here. There's benefits that come with the HT class, like job opportunities. Okay, can we randomly take one ASE without going to school? Yes, Reynaldo, you can sign up for an ASE test, take it, and if you pass and you can prove 2 years of work experience, you're good to go, man. You're ASE certified. The thing is, ASE test costs money, right? So that's what I was going to show you next. So if we go to
So it's better to take the AAC test once we pass this course and do like some type of like job like work history.
So there is a form. Let's see here. There's a form that will show you. I think I need to log out because it's showing me all the advanced stuff. All right, so let's look at the tests real quick. That's test prep. Here's the test. So this is going to show you the cost of the tests. So let's say, oh, here's the forms. To answer your question, so there's a work experience form. To submit your work experience, complete the electronic online form. So you got to fill this out, and then information about your current or most recent work experience, information about your previous workplace, and then attachment. So you could attach your transcript for school, because if you complete 2 years of the classes at Miramar College, that'll count for 1 year of work experience. So one of the things about going to a program like ours is it actually counts towards your work experience for ASE. So instead of having to go work in the field for 2 years, you only have to work in the field for 1 year. So if you're working in the field doing an intern and doing the program, you can actually meet your 2 year requirement in 1 year. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So program completion certificate, and then copy of business license. So if you're self-employed, you've been running your own business, you can do that. So you fill this out, and then if there's any questions or if something doesn't fit, they will contact your previous and current employers to see if this is true and accurate. And this used to be a paper form that I'd have to take to my employer, then I turn it into ASE, I mail it in, then they call my employer to make sure I've been there for X amount of years. Now it's all online. So that's how you do the work experience. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So let me go back real quick here. I'll close that one. I wanted to show you guys the cost of the tests, and then we'll move on from this. So ASE certification tests. Test fees. A $34 registration fee is added to every order, no matter how many tests you purchase. Tests are $45 each. So you're going to spend 40, 70, you're going to spend $80 to try the test one time.
Eso es except L1, L2, and L3.
Those are $90 each. So you're going to spend for L1, L2, L3, you're going to spend $90, $125, $124. Well, that's the response, right? But let's look at it like this. I've been in this industry a long time. So let's say you guys just saw my credentials. I have all of those tests. So that's like $400 or $500 in tests, plus another $200 to $300 every 5 years. So if I spend, let's just say it's $80 for one test, and I fail, I go study, I pay $80 for that test again. And I pass, right? The second time. Let's say I spend $160 and try to pass this test. If I get a job, right? If I get that job, and that job pays me $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year, what's that $160? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So that's how we have to look at it. So sometimes when it's test fees, really it's an investment in yourself. I mean, would you spend $80 on a socket set?
Depends on the socket set.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have socket sets that cost me $600. So you're going to be spending money on tools, right?
Snap on.
So like it's part of an investment in yourself, right? So you can't look at it as the initial cost. You have to say this license is good for 5 years, and it tells people that I have knowledge about this system in the car. And that's kind of what you got to look at. Now, if you take 2 or 3 tests at a time, that $34 registration fee is only for each registration, right? So if you pay $34 and take 3 tests, it's only $45 per test. If you pass them, it's even better. But it's an investment in yourself. So you guys, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. You guys are, some of you are aspiring to be technicians. Some of you are new to the industry. This is one of the industries, I just posted, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You guys are welcome to find me and follow me. I also have a YouTube channel. I just posted on my LinkedIn an article about technician pay. In the next 5 to 10 years, the projection is we're going to see shop owners that are starting to recognize that the investment to be an auto technician is great enough where they're going to need to be paying good technicians $70 to $80 an hour. So I think you guys are in the right place at the right time. In 2006, when I quit working at a car dealership, I was making $36 an hour. I was a shop foreman. I was at the top of my game. But that's all they were going to pay me. I was 25 years old. Okay. I was lucky, guys. I got into the business at the right time and I had knowledge at the right time. But at 25 years old, I'd maxed out my income at a car dealership. And that's why I quit. You guys, I think, are going to have an opportunity of growing your income in a big way if you learn this and you stick with it, and the shops start to adopt some of the pay systems that have taken place already, like in the European countries. Because you're making a big investment in tools. I mean, my toolbox that I have in my garage is worth at least $200,000, right? I have my tools, I have my toolboxes, I have Snap-on toolboxes, both full of tools, sockets, wrenches, all the hand tools you can, everything. I don't pay anybody to work on my stuff, right? I do everything myself. I rebuild engines, I rebuild transmissions, I have all the tools at my disposal. And that just takes years to accumulate that stuff. And you guys are going to do that. And one day you're going to be like, whoa, I got $100,000 in tools. Or maybe it'll be $20,000 in tools, but you'll start to accumulate these tools. So those are investments. That's how much it costs to secure your income. You see, one of the things about this trade is it's something that nobody can take away from you. If I lost everything, I would do my best to keep my tools because my toolbox has wheels on it, and I would roll that to the nearest place that would hire me, and I'd get back up on my feet. I don't ever have the fear of losing a job. And I think that's one of the values of having this trade. So a $80 investment in a test that you might not pass, it's an investment in yourself. And if you do pass, awesome. And if you don't, well, try again, get it done. I failed tests before, and it's part of the growing process. So anyways, I wanted to share that ASE stuff with you guys. Is that cool? Anybody else have questions about it?
I was just gonna make a comment. Like, I feel like this upcoming years, I feel like maybe electricians will get more, because like since now we're going more into like electrical engines.
Well, I can't tell the future, but let me elaborate on my story a little bit. I graduated high school in 1997. In 1996, the technology called OBD2 was mandated by the federal government. OBD2 is the Onboard Diagnostic System second generation. It's an international protocol, which means that every continent in the world uses this protocol to diagnose computers on cars. My high school auto shop teachers taught us the OBD2 system. So when I was 18 years old, I knew more about the computer system on a brand new car than the old timers working at the dealership. At 20 years old, I was a shop foreman and I bought my first house. I was lucky, right? Because I learned the right technology at the right time. I'm going to do my best to teach you the right technology. But what's the new stuff that's coming out? We have self-driving cars is a thing that's coming out. Essentially what's going to happen is you guys will, after you learn these skills and these systems that we're teaching you, if you get a job at a car manufacturer, they're going to teach you at the next level. And what that means is you're going to start taking courses that are training you in self-driving cars, sonar systems, cars that automatically brake, cars that do automatic lane changes. So all this stuff is happening. We, at the community colleges and high school automotive programs, we don't have the resources to teach that stuff to our students, nor do the manufacturers want us teaching that. The manufacturers teach those systems to their best technicians at the dealerships. So I would say if you want to work your way up to be a highly paid, highly skilled technician, the first thing you need to do is master these classes here. That's going to get your foot in the door. Then when your foot's in the door, you need to let your manager know where you want to be and what your timeline is, and you need to talk to your managers. And if you're bringing it and you're producing and you're making money for the business and they're not compensating you for that, then maybe it's not a good match. You might have to find another store. You might have to bounce around a little bit. The industry's changing. I've been out of the car industry as a technician since 2006. So that's 14 years. So for me to sit here and tell you what it's like in a shop today, I don't think is fair. But I do know that just as a business works, if an employee is not asking for a raise, they're probably not going to get one. So if you are asking for a raise, you also have to be performing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I talk about this, and I share ASE. I share about the course catalog because I want you guys to see what the future holds. Now, you guys are going to bring something to the table that, say, an engineer that went to San Diego State can't bring. And that is, many of you guys, my guess is, just like me, are you guys like gearheads? You're totally into cars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get into them.
Yeah, right? So So at San Diego State, if I take an automotive engineering program, they're teaching me how to do AutoCAD. They're teaching me how to do stress analysis. They're teaching me how to do problem solving. I might learn a little electrical. And my family's business guys were in manufacturing. And when we sit with these engineers from major corporations, pardon my French, but these engineers don't know squat, right? So, and we say that because they don't have any real life experience. They're smart. They can AutoCAD something. They can design something in a computer. But when it comes to the hands-on and it comes to understanding the physics and the stresses of how things work in real life and how the components work in real life, sometimes the engineers don't have that extra layer of knowledge that I'm going to be giving you guys and the other instructors at Miramar are going to give you in this program. We don't have the resources to teach you AutoCAD and some of the other engineering stuff like 3D printing, but we can teach you how the machines work, how the machines are assembled, how they come apart, what happens to machines when there's different outside forces applied to them, how to diagnose these machines. And by having that layer of knowledge, if you decide to get into the engineering side of things, you're going to have a more in-depth idea of how to solve problems. And that's kind of the goal here. So any other questions?
I was wondering, when it says experience, does it mean like, does that count as like, if I go and work at my local oil change center, does that still count as experience for ASE, or does it have to be like specific technician experience in this? What's the criteria for that?
That is automotive experience. So it has to be automotive related experience, right? So if you're working at a car dealership as the cashier, that doesn't count. But if you're working at the car dealership as a lube technician, even a lot attendant, those count because they're automotive related. You're around cars, you're working on cars. If you're an apprentice, that counts.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
I heard that for Volvo, they have like a specific OBD2 thing to them. Does that like require a different form of knowledge or just tools?
Every car manufacturer has their own diagnostic system, but it's all OBD2 compliant. So what that means is I can take a generic scan tool and I can see the mandatory OBD2 compliant information so that a smog technician who has passed the L1 test can interpret that data and diagnose any manufacturer car. And here's a secret, guys, and you know, I don't know if all the instructors see it the way that I see it. Whether you're working on a Lamborghini or a Kia, it's all the same. Everything works the same. It's the same physics. It's the same magnets that are creating the actuation. It's the same hydraulic pressure that's allowing a plunger to move. It's the same rotary motion in the engine that allows the crankshaft to go around. It's the same reciprocating motion in the engine that allows a piston to move up and down. So it's all the same stuff. The electronics, the electrons run the same through copper in a Lamborghini as it does through Kia. It's all the same stuff. It just looks different. You guys understand? So when we're talking about a Volvo, well, let's use Hyundai and BMW, for example. They both use electronics from a company called Siemens. Guess what? Siemens makes the engine controller for BMW. They make the engine controller for a Hyundai. It's the same stuff. It's the same parts, right? Just the engineer did a different software program for the BMW than they did for the Kia. And the engineers made pistons a different size in the Kia than they did for the BMW. Maybe there's a few mechanical changes on the engines. You know, every manufacturer has their own interpretation of what an engine is and their own features and things like that. So, you know, those once you have that outlook, it's not as scary to kind of dig into something and be like, okay, I know how this works. I know how to diagnose this. I know what the next step is. And then you just go for it. So that's kind of where I want you guys to be. I want you to be confident in knowing what the parts are, knowing what the parts do, knowing how to test the parts so that you know which parts to replace and you're not just guessing. Any other
Can't
questions?
wait to,
Go ahead.
oh, I was about to say, like, I can't wait to work on the shop.
Um,
At the lab.
I'm pretty excited as well to do that. So let's see here. So no other questions on chat. So any other questions on the ASE stuff, certification stuff?
I do want to get into the Toyota program.
Into the Toyota? Who is that? Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you talked to John Lowenberg?
No.
So the Toyota program has a window of, they do interviews for the Toyota program, right? Because they pre-interview and pre-qualify the students that go into that program to make sure that really it's because of retention, right? If a lot of times a student will sign up for this program and then they can't meet the schedule. They can't show up when the classes take place, or there's other challenges to completing the Toyota program. So in the Toyota and Honda program, it is really important because there's a limited number of seats that you're able to finish the program. So what I would do, Jason, that was Jason, right?
Yeah.
What I would do is I would talk to John Lowenberg. So what I'm going to do is I'll email you and John on the same email. And then John can give you all the detailed information about getting into that program. And it might not be this semester, but there will be, each summer they do interviews and they get new students going. If you talk to John, he'll know if there's any way around that, and he'll know what the requirements are for you to qualify to interview and get into the program.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll make sure I make that connection. I got in my notes right here. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, guys. So to get into the shop, we need to complete this COVID training. And I was looking at Canvas and I noticed that, wrong key here. I noticed that some students got their stuff in and then some students haven't done it yet. So what I'm looking for exactly is you're going to need to review those documents, take the quizzes, and turn in the pages that require signatures electronically. So when I look at my grade book, I can see who's done what. Let's see here. The page is loading. I can't share my grade book for you guys to see. I would love to, so we can put some people on blast, but I don't think that's the nice way to go about it. But I got a handful of students that have completed everything, it looks like.
You can always just say the names.
So here's the names of the people who've completed everything from my screen. Let's see here. Well, they've turned something in. I haven't exactly previewed it and checked it off, right? But I've got Dave Fan. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave, I see that you've turned in something for every single requirement. Omar Moreno, I see you've turned in something for each requirement. And I think those are the two students that have completed everything at the moment. So if I haven't called your name, it's because you're missing something. So in my grade book, what it looks like is there is the correct usage of chemicals worksheet. There's the service and reception delivery process worksheet. There's the COVID student agreement in advanced transportation technology. There's the understanding COVID risks. And then there's the SP2 tests certificates that need to be turned in. And then you know what I'm not seeing on here are the quizzes. I'm not seeing the quizzes, so I'll have to get back to that. So our objective here is we got to have all the COVID and all the SP2 stuff done ASAP, because as soon as it's all done, then I can email them and say all of my students have completed the requirements. So what I'm going to do right now, but does anyone have questions about that, about the COVID stuff?
I have a question about the fillable documents
Okay.
or the signed document.
Yeah.
If I just print them out and sign them, can I take a photo of it and upload it, or does it need to be like scanned in?
That's possible to do that, but I don't think you need to. So let me see if I can demonstrate here.
I was able to find a way that I could like write into them digitally. I used it through phone though. So I accidentally found this out, but I just clicked somewhere randomly and I held it, and a little bar came up asking me if I wanted to like write in it or if I wanted to put a text bar in it, and I used it. I went on to use it like that.
So there's actually a program that lets you edit PDF files online. So all you have to do is download it, and then you can upload into the program, then write on it, which is what I did, and then save the change, and then re-uploaded that to complete it.
Yeah, so these PDF documents are supposed to be fillable. So let me see if I can share my screen and demonstrate.
Yeah, I found this app on my laptop. I placed it in the chat already for if you guys still need help on signing them. It's called Drawboard PDF. You could just type your name. I don't know if that's okay as a signature, but that's what I did.
Okay, yeah, so you got it in there. It's called Drawboard PDF.
Yeah, I'll put it on chat for everybody.
I'll see if I can pass out a link in the email as well.
No, just search it up like on your app store inside like your laptop or computer. I don't know if it's on every system, but yeah, it's called like the Drawboard PDF. And like I said before, like you could like fill out the e-signature parts.
Okay, yeah. So what I'd like to do is if I can find like the link of that, it's an actual app, right? Is what it sounds like. Like, yeah, go to my Google Play Store and I can download the app.
Yeah.
Okay.
I searched it up like on my laptop.
Okay. So so what I'd like to do, if I can at least find like what the app icon looks like or something, I'd like to submit that or send it to you guys in an email just so you can see what it looks like at least.
Let me see if I can get can I screen record real quick or no?
Give me 1 sec. Here, let me see if I can pull up this is the quiz. I'm trying to pull up a PDF here. I clicked the wrong thing. So let's say protect yourself, Chronosource 1 PDF. Participant screening questionnaire. So this is supposed to be a PDF. So what you want to do here, is this the one that you got to, that's not one that you need to sign. Let me find one that you need to sign here. It's called Screening Questionnaire Process Acknowledgement. Let's try this. So like this is one you need to print, or one that you need to submit, right? So you're supposed to be able to So there's zoom, shrink, rotate. My settings are all messed up. All right, I had to adjust my settings for some reason. So that's my computer, but everybody's computer will be different. This is supposed to be a fillable PDF, okay? So,
That's what I was having problems with. I tried to fill some of them out, but they don't
Okay.
seem to be fillable.
download lab resource. See, this computer doesn't let me download, so
If you click on the file when it goes down there, it should pop it up and do a tab.
that's actually an administrative thing on this computer where it won't let me download certain things.
Oh,
And because it's a district computer. So what should happen here when you click this and it throws a download box, you should be able to fill it. Yeah, see, it won't even let me open it in a new tab. If I right click. Let me try this print thing real quick. So if you print it and you save it as a PDF, it wouldn't allow you to okay, let's take a look here. Where'd that file end up? Here it is. So let's see. It is definitely oversized. Oh, the signature page didn't even show up. I see the issue here. All right. So yeah, the training lab process acknowledgement. You guys couldn't find a place to submit that either. So let's look here.
Do you want me to share my screen real quick or no?
Did you figure out how to submit it? Was that Omar?
Yeah.
Do you want to show us how you did it?
Yeah. Do you want me
Okay.
to?
Yeah, so let me allow sharing. Let's see if I can allow sharing. Okay, see if you can share, Omar. Go ahead.
It said host disable participant screen sharing.
Okay, let's see if I can enable it. Okay, try it now.
Shit. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, and just go slow because there will be a delay. All right,
All right.
Omar's going to show us what's up.
So I found this app. It looks like this, and it's called Drawboard PDF. And so this is one of the documents that we got signed. So basically, what you do is you go right here, open. Oh, let me see if I can get one that's blank. here. All right. So this is one of the pages we got to fill out,
Okay.
and then, like right here on the job board PDF, it gives us like options like insert everything. I don't know why it's not working real quick. So basically, so like this right here, text right here, draw text, and then yeah, it just lets me fill it out through there. And after you finish, you go to the bar right here, click down right here, and then you can put save as, and then there it will save, and then you can like submit the assignment.
Okay. Okay. So that's the Drawboard PDF.
Yeah,
That's a free app.
yeah, it's a free app.
Okay. So one of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to contact the other instructors and ask how their students are signing it, because my understanding was
There is options right here to like signature. And it's like this. I don't know, like you could like draw with a pen or something, like your signature right here.
okay.
I tried using that, but I don't know, it didn't work out for me. So I just like insert it
Okay.
like this.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That might be the direction we need to go. My understanding was the files that I shared with you on Canvas are supposed to be fillable PDFs where you type directly onto them and then hit print. You save as, and then you hit print, and then instead of printing it off a printer, it would save it as a filled out document in your folder, and then you could do that. So that was one of the things we spent a lot of time talking about. So let me go back to modules here, because I think uploading an assignment or task sheet. Did anyone watch this link? Oh, I'm not sharing, am I?
No, I think that was like one of the first videos you showed us.
Like how to upload it?
Yeah, because it was a video like with, what was his name, Ryan something or something like that, I forgot.
Yeah, so how to submit a PDF task sheet. So we'll watch it. Let's watch this one more time. It's 3 minutes long. And this is the module he's using for this, I believe, is exactly the same one that we're trying to get done right now. So let me.
The correct usage of chemicals PDF is fillable.
Okay, so if there's one that's not fillable or one you're having trouble with, if you let me know, I can ask them either what we're doing wrong or if it's something that they need to fix on their document. I'm going to play this video through real quick. Let's see if they're doing something on this video that we are not doing properly. All right, here we go.
I am going to quickly demonstrate how to upload your assignments when they are in a fillable PDF. I'm going to, there's a couple different ways in which you are going to encounter these fillable PDFs this semester. For example, here in the COVID training, it has a fillable PDF here and here. But for the most part, when we're out in the shop, we are going to be using task sheets. So let me just show you how this is going to work. You go ahead and click on this, it'll open up and you will find the file for the PDF. It's going to download to the computer, open it up, and inside the PDFs or in these NATEF task sheets, we're going to have you fill these out. So for example, what is the concern complaint right here? So a vehicle is brought to your shop with a brake concern. The customer tells you that the brakes are making a grinding noise that comes from the front wheels when the brakes are applied. So for example here, the customer states the brakes are making a grinding noise from the front wheels when the brakes are applied. Okay, so in order for us to record this information, or for you to record this information and upload it for credit, what you're going to do now is in the browser, we're going to print to PDF. So here I'm just saving as a PDF. You can see that the information that we've typed into the form is here, and we're going to save it. I'm just going to quickly save it to my desktop. Be a good idea to name the document. So this happened to be, the original document name was NN05, and I'm just going to type my last name into it so I can quickly find it. Okay, so now what? So now we need to go back to Canvas, and you can see here it says submit assignment. So now I'm going to submit my assignment. I'm going to choose the file that I just created, and I can quickly find it, NN05, get that in there, and then now I can hit the submit assignment button, and now it's submitted. Yay, congratulations. So that's how we're going to be submitting all of our documents that are going to be in the shop. If you have any questions, just reach out to your instructor and they can help you further.
All right. So I think I figured out what I was explaining wrong. You guys still there?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So when we go here to the COVIDs, so these ones with the paperclip, I think these are just PDF files that you would have to download, print, fill, and then snap a photo. I think the icon on the fillable PDFs were these ones here, where it says assignment. I'll see my stupid computer. It'll let me preview it. But because of my computer restrictions, it won't let me download anything. I'll see if I can get that fixed here. But if I download this, I should be able to tap there, type in what I want to type, and then print it. And then when you print it, it'll give you the option to save as a PDF. And then when you hit submit assignment, it'll allow you to upload, choose that file, and then upload it from, like if I was going to upload the syllabus here, it would allow me to do that. So there's the 056 syllabus that I could hit submit assignment. So I would say at this point in the game, if we want to just get this stuff knocked out, if you have the ability to fill it out electronically, let's do that. If you don't, let's do our best to print out the pages with signatures. These 3 quizzes and these 2 here are the ones that are, and these 2 are the ones.
The bottom ones I just tried to fill out and they're not fillable. But I think we can upload a picture of them.
I think that's going to be the direction we're going right now, because I don't want to waste time figuring out technology. let's just get this stuff done, guys. You guys with me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll keep on using my job board PDF. That's what helped me out a lot.
Yeah, if you want to do the app, like that's cool. If you guys don't have any problem with technology, I know everybody's level of technology is different, so I don't want to beat you guys up on that. Let's just get, if we can get these things signed and submitted, the ones that have this little paper are supposed to be fillable, and those are the ones that are assignments that got to be done. The other ones are links that are relevant information that we're going to need throughout the semester. So let's look at this chat board real quick. Where did my chats go? There we go.
Yeah. So what they're talking about basically, yeah, it's a few of them you can't upload for whatever reason. Like it has to download, but you can't submit it to the course.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think they're the ones with the paper clips are needed.
The ones
Right
with
away?
right. The ones with the paper clip are going to be done when you come to campus.
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
I figured.
Yeah, I think that's the way this is set up. And forgive me for if this is new to all of us, right? So I think what they're
Yeah.
doing is the ones with the paper clips are getting done when we go to campus. The rocket ships and the paper with the pencil are ones we're doing right now virtually. So it looks like there's 3 quizzes and 4 paper assignments that we got to get done. So that's kind of our focus for the rest of tonight and before class on Tuesday. Because if you have not submitted your papers by Tuesday, you will not be assigned a station when we go in on Tuesday. So what's going to happen is I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about engines because I had it scheduled until 10, and if you got to go before then, I understand. I'm going to try to do a little bit of lecture tonight just to prepare us for what's coming Tuesday, because we want to get a head start. There's a lot of lab work we want to do, and if we can kind of get a little head start tonight with a little bit of lecture, we'll be able to move in the right direction here.
I have
So
a question. So let's say we have to leave early, and like I see you're recording this. Where do we go to like see this? Like, let's say tomorrow.
let me show you. I posted okay, so up here on the class, I clicked right here. This is the class we're in, Auto 056. So when you scroll down on the left side, there's a menu. Quizzes, module, conference, net tutor, syllabus. Modules, whoa. Conference, Zoom. Is this one? No. All right, let's try something here. So do you guys have the option that says studio on your screen? Can you guys still see my screen?
I can see your screen. Studio, you said? Yes, I have that option.
So if you click studio,
It says nothing here yet. Add some videos to your library.
okay, so here I have one that says Zoom 0 in my studio.
Wait, where's studios at?
Yeah, I'm not seeing studio on.
For
my-
me, it's on the far left where you see the bar that has the logo at the top. If you keep looking down there, at the very bottom it says Pronto. Second from the bottom it says Help, and then right above that it says Studio.
So you guys can't see it when it's in my studio.
Yes.
I see it. It's
Nope.
yeah. It's
So here it says Zoom 0.
Oh, so it is on your screen, but it's under comments. So if you guys look where like it says account, dashboard, courses, calendar, inbox, under comments, it's right there on your on your screen, Omar.
Okay, let me go back home and switch to
No,
student.
no, no, you don't have to. You don't have to touch anything. So go all the way to the far left.
Well, hold on a minute, because my screen's different than yours because I'm in
Oh.
teacher view right now. So
I
when
don't have common as an option at all.
yeah. So when I go to student view, I don't see studio either. So that was something new to me, right? So that means you click oh, here's studio here from student view. Nothing here yet. So this says my library shared with me, no videos. Okay, so let me get out of teacher view. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. See where it says studio here on the bottom left for you guys? I'm going to see if I can share the Zoom meetings on that studio. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I just uploaded a video to Studio as a test, and there is a share media option, so perhaps you could do it that way.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it right now. Well, I have you guys. So I'm going to leave student view. Canvas is not my friend. Canvas and I have been at this for about 2 years, and we can't seem to establish a relationship. So let's see here. Oh, that's settings. Studio. So replace thumbnail.
It's weird. I have a different option set. When I click that, I have share media, move to, and then replace thumbnail and delete media.
Yeah, so I gotta download.
Maybe the share with me setting, you could change it to share with everyone.
That's what I'm looking at here. Studio settings. Okay, guys. So probably what I'm going to have to do, here's exactly what I'll do. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do.
I think I figured it out.
What do you think you figured out?
So I could share the videos on an individual basis like I posted in chat. However, you can actually create a collection and then share the whole collection with everyone else. So you could create a collection of class videos and then share that with everyone.
Okay, so collection of videos. So I'll look at that option. The other option might be that I create a module that just has Zoom meetings, and I'll title them with the dates of each meeting.
All right, that also would work.
Yeah, so I'll find out the best option for that. So, all right. I'm going to stop sharing now. So let's see here. Okay, so some people don't have Studio. All right, guys, let's move on from that. As soon as I find a way to get that out to you guys, that is not confusing, I'll get that out and I'll share that as well. I'm making notes about all this stuff, guys, so tonight and tomorrow morning, this is what I'm going to be working on. So forgive me for not being as savvy with this technology as I should be here.
Oh, good.
All right. So let's do this. I'm going to minimize you guys for 1 minute. And then I need to get back into here. Let me see if I can get my link to open, and then we've got a few minutes. I'm going to share some stuff out with you guys. So this is chapter 12 is what I want to share. Where did it go? Chapter 12 resources. Here we go. Here, lecture audio. Oh, here we go. Chapter 12 media gallery. Images. All right. So now I can share my screen again. Okay. Are we all still there?
Yep.
Good deal.
Yeah, a little sleepy, but yeah, we're still here.
Hey man, I'm sleepy too, but you know, that's part of perseverance, right? It's part of just getting it done.
Yeah, the VTech. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. So these are some images from chapter 12. Chapter 12 is where we're going to be starting. These are all about the physics of the engine and the four-cycle process. So if you've purchased your book already, you have access to this stuff, right? So this engine is a flathead V8.
We can't see it. It's like a I don't know. It's like kind of like pitch black.
Half of the screen is obscured. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there's like a huge, big, like square, textured square that's covering up the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me.
There we go. It went away.
I know what just happened. So
Also, Henry, nice video you sent us of your Mustang.
Okay. I'm sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear you.
Nice video you sent us of your Mustang.
Oh, thanks. It's very old. It's just what I had on my desktop.
Oh.
okay, so you guys can see the images now.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see the images, but I think when you click on them to like to see like full screen, I think that's what made the like pitch black type of screen pop up.
So is it black now?
No, so I think if you click the photo and open it like in a new tab, maybe we could see it fully. If you
Can you
want,
see
like
the image? Can you see any image now?
no,
Yes.
we're fine. We're fine right now.
Can you see the flathead V8? The picture of the flathead V8.
The one that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So are you looking at the menu of images or the one image that I selected?
The menu, the gallery, not a specific image. On our
Okay.
screen, it does not look like you have one selected.
Got it. Okay. So I thought that. Let's see here. You're using enhanced encryption. Sharing settings. Oh, I see what I got to do here. All right. So I got to do this, and then I got to do a new share, and then I got to click that. That's kind of a drag. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's better.
This is a flathead V8 engine. This engine is 1930s technology. This design has the camshaft, the crankshaft, the pistons, and all the valves in the engine block. And then the cylinder head on top is pretty much a flat piece of steel with room for the spark plugs. This is pretty old technology here. I have a flathead engine in one of my old Fords. I got it running one time. I've never tried to get it running again, but I'm excited to get into it. I don't know when I'm going to, and kind of tear it apart, see what it looks like. This is really old school. The newest thing that uses this design is actually, believe it or not, mini lawnmowers. If you have a lawnmower with a Briggs & Stratton engine or a Tecumseh engine, it's got a flathead design. So this is something that's pretty old school. But I wanted to just point that out to you because what we will be working on will be much more complex. All right, the screen share thing's going to drive me insane here.
Love doing a challenge.
Aren't LSs built like that too?
No. An LS is an overhead valve engine, as is the VTEC. So now in this VTEC has the valve cover off of it, and you can see the camshafts are on the top of the engine. The camshafts have multiple lobes per cylinder, and the VTEC function is still considered advanced technology. And what a VTEC does is it actually has 2 camshaft profiles and 1 camshaft. So if any of you guys are like hot rodders, you might look at catalogs and be like, hey, you know, this thing's got a modified cam or a stage 2 cam, or it's got an RV cam or whatever. That's only 1 cam profile. But what Honda did was they said, we need a camshaft that gets good fuel economy, and we want a camshaft that makes good performance. So what they've done is they created this system where normally you're riding on this cam lobe in the middle, right? But when you want, or you're riding on these cam lobes on the outside, but when you floor it and the RPMs go over 4,000, there's actually a mechanism that locks the rocker arms together, and then they start riding on this cam lobe. And what it does is it holds the valves open for longer duration. When you hold the valves open for a longer period of time, it allows more air to enter the engine. More air equals more fuel, which equals more what, guys?
Power.
Or power.
More power.
So that's why the VTEC is very popular, because of this performance style design. So that's the...
Where's the Ricer boys at?
Oh, baby.
What was that? I missed it.
I said, where the Ricers boys at?
Yeah,
I'm right here, homie.
they're here. They're here. They're everywhere.
Kids these
I need to
days.
be that VTEC.
They're everywhere.
Do you have the loud ass exhaust too?
That'd be me.
On that Ford cam.
Straight pipe 240.
No pipe or no pipe.
This is
All right. So let's take a look here at this. This is a steam engine.
Oh, yes, the ultimate in performance.
The concepts that allow the steam engine to work are very similar to the concepts that allow the gas engine to work. So let's identify, what is an engine? What is an engine to you guys?
It's a piece of machinery that uses some type of gas to create like a reciprocating motion to power something.
Yeah, so it is a machine. That's a key word, right? And somebody said the word gas.
Yeah, it uses some type of gas to make
So-
a reciprocating motion.
So before we get too far, what is gas?
Wouldn't it be a fuel?
It is fuel, right? Gas is a fuel. So fuel has something
Energy?
from a physics standpoint. We call it what? Anybody physics experts out there?
Potential energy?
Yes. Fuel is potential energy. See, this is where the whiteboard would be key right now, I think.
You don't have a whiteboard at home?
I think I have a whiteboard on this thing. Let's see here. Let's see. I might have a whiteboard. Huh, maybe no whiteboard option? I thought it had a whiteboard feature before. Host, multiple participants. Let's try this. Oh, here it is. Whiteboard. Share. All right, let me get my stylus out. Let's see if this is going to work here. Can you guys see the whiteboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see if I can close that and move this. I like to use a huge whiteboard, guys, so you won't be able to see my drawing skills. So we know that a fuel, oh, what is this? How do I get my menu back? Look at me over here trying to do this. Look at us all learning together. So we're gonna draw.
So who's the ricer and who's the muscle boys in here?
Rice is a strong term.
Yeah, let's not use the word rice.
No, I'm just messing with you. I don't care.
Well, in a public school setting, we shouldn't use that word. All right, let me try this one more time. Where's my menu pops up?
Oh, okay, RxN, okay.
All right, so I'm not going to be able to do the, to close that thing. I have to. All right, so here we go. I'm switching.
Hey, Hunter, me too. I drive a Corolla hatchback. We're the slow boys in here.
All right, so
We're
fuel.
laughing all the way to 400,000 miles. Sorry, go on.
Fuel equals potential energy. Energy. This is liquid energy, right? So each drop of fuel contains X amount of BTUs, or British thermal units. What is BTU is a measurement of what? Any guesses?
Horsepower?
Oh, that's a good guess.
Kilowatt?
Heat.
Ooh, that's a good guess. Somebody said it. Somebody just said it.
Heat.
Heat. Heat. Let me slide this over here so I can. BTUs equals heat. When you buy a heater or an air conditioning unit, it's measured in BTUs. So has anybody bought an air conditioner recently?
Yes.
How many BTUs was it?
I think 8,000.
8,000 BTUs, right? So that'll cool a decent sized room. So BTUs is a measurement of heat. So fuel or gasoline has potential energy that could be measured in BTUs or heat. Heat is energy. You guys follow?
Hunter.
Following.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've identified that fuel is potential energy. An engine is a machine, right? So when you put fuel into the machine, what does the machine do with the fuel?
Burns it.
Turns it from potential energy into kinetic energy.
Combustion.
So let's get a little more simple. So it converts potential energy. We don't need an equal sign. Converts potential energy into
Movement or
motion.
kinetic energy?
Kinetic.
So an engine is a machine that converts potential energy, this is your definition here, into motion. You guys follow?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Very good. So when I go back to this image, this is a machine called a what?
The steam engine?
This is a steam engine, right? So where's our potential energy? What's our potential energy here?
The fire.
External.
Water.
Well,
The steam.
The water.
Oh, no, it's the flywheel, because the flywheel is making the kinetic, maybe.
Honestly, wouldn't it be the water is just an external combustion chamber?
well, the water is actually not the potential energy because the water is not being burned, it's being converted.
So,
Whatever the
so
fire's burning.
it's
The
the steam then,
fire-
because
so-
the steam is moving the flywheel and then the double acting piston.
Right. So the water is not necessarily the fuel. What's the fuel?
Fuel
Whatever
is
the
the
fire's
fire?
burning on.
The
Say it.
the
The
wood.
W word.
Wood or
Wood.
coal.
Wood or coal or propane or
Oh,
whatever
okay.
else you need to boil water. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is we take that fuel, we burn it. That fuel in its stored state could be room temperature, right? Gasoline is room temperature. Wood is room temperature. Once we ignite that and we start the combustion process, the byproduct of the combustion process is the H word, which is what?
Heat?
Heat. Right? So we take fire, which is heat, and we take that heat and we convert it into something else, right? So here's the thing about energy. You can never get rid of energy. You have to take energy and move it from one form into another, right? So right now, as we're making fire, we have heat energy, right? And there's two types of heat energy. There's latent heat, and there is, hold on, my brain just stopped. What are the three types of heat? There's convection,
Conduction.
latent heat, and no, conduction is the method that the heat travels. Convection is the method the heat travels. There's two types of heat. One of them is latent heat.
Radiation.
Radiant heat, yes, latent and radiant, right? So we're using this fire to heat up the water into radiant heat. When that water reaches 210 degrees, it becomes what?
Steam.
Steam, right? Now we have latent heat. Water cannot be heated more than 210 degrees because it condenses into a gas, right? So what we've done so far is we've taken the wood, potential energy, we've burned that wood to create heat, right? That wood is combusting. We're producing heat. We're taking that heat to heat up the water. When that water reaches its latent temperature, it converts or condenses into a gas. So now we've taken that potential energy and converted it into a gas. And we take that gas and we close that gas into a sealed container, and that produces what?
Pressure.
Pressure. So now we've taken and we've converted our energy into high pressure. Now, when we open this throttle, it's going to allow the high pressure to travel through these vents and valves and push on the piston. And the piston is what converts that heat energy or pressure energy into motion. You guys with me? So we have to have this understanding of taking that heat energy and converting it into different types of energy to get motion. Once we understand the full concept of that in a gasoline engine, it's going to make it easier to understand and diagnose problems within that engine. Okay, so this is just the steam engine example. Are there any questions?
No.
All right, very good. So I'm gonna go here, go back here. Let's take a little look-see-loo here. Share my whiteboard again. So what we're going to talk about here next is called the four-stroke cycle. In order to understand the four-stroke cycle, we need to understand the names of a few of the components. The first component is called the crankshaft. The next component is called the connecting rod. The next component is called the piston. The piston reciprocates inside of a cylinder. We have an intake system. We have an exhaust system. Both of those systems contain valves. We will have an ignition source. And we will need fuel. Forgive me for not drawing straight. My laptop, it's vertical, so I'm trying to write on a vertical laptop that's flopping around. So, all right. Any questions up to this point?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I'll leave this up for a minute. So, can I switch the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just go slow because there might be people taking notes, right? So let's visualize our crankshaft as a center of rotation, and then this journal here rotates around and around. So this crankshaft rotates 360 degrees. It rotates around and around, and then this is our center, right? Or that's called our main journal. This is called our rod journal. Any questions on that?
No.
Is journal in reference to the bearings that they use? I've heard the term journal bearing be used before.
Yeah, so on the crankshaft, the machined surface where the bearings go is referred to as the journal.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go again. So this is our crankshaft that rotates around. On the connecting rod journal, we attach our connecting rod. Sorry guys, it's not a very straight line. And then our connecting rod is connected to our piston. So as this crankshaft rotates around and around, okay, this is called a rotation, also known as rotary motion. your piston moves up and down. What do we call an up and down motion?
It's a throw.
Horizontal movement.
If we're having a conversation back and forth, we call that reciprocation.
Okay.
The piston reciprocates up and down inside of a cylinder. Everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
This cylinder will have an intake and exhaust side. And to close these intakes and exhaust ports, we use valves. Okay. And then at the top of the cylinder, we have a little guy that comes down that looks like this. That's called a spark plug. Any questions so far?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to keep adding pages here because I might be able to save those later and include them in some sort of reference material for you. So we're going to have 4 strokes, right? We're talking about the 4-stroke cycle. So the first stroke is referred to as intake.
Well, before you move on, I have a question. The photos you showed us earlier, can we see them too or no?
Yes, when you buy your book and you have your login access, you'll have full access to all of those photos.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can okay.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? All right, I'm going to move on. The second stroke is compression. The third stroke is power. And the last stroke is exhaust. So during the intake stroke, my crankshaft is rotating 180 degrees from TDC to BDC. TDC is top dead center. BDC is bottom dead center. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So as that crankshaft rotates from top to bottom, it's going to bring this piston from top down, right? And when we have, I cannot draw a straight line. When we have this cylinder, this is going to be E for exhaust side and I for intake side. Our intake valve is open. Our exhaust valve is closed. And as that piston moves down, we have air and fuel being pushed into that intake port because we are creating an absence of pressure or a vacuum? Let's see, I had a chat pop up here. Let's see. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Yes, you are correct. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. That's an easy way to remember this process, right? So atmospheric pressure at sea level is near 15 psi. So when we're standing at the beach, we have about 15 pounds of atmospheric pressure pushing down on our bodies. That's considered 1 atmosphere. When we have an engine and that piston moves down and we open the valve, 1 atmosphere of pressure pushes that air fuel mixture into the intake port, and then it fills this combustion chamber with air, and your fuel system injects fuel to go in and mix with that air into the cylinder. So on the intake stroke, the piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center and draws in fresh air and fuel. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay. On the compression stroke, our piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center. All right. Both valves are closed. So as that piston moves up into that combustion chamber, it's going to squeeze the air fuel mixture. That's the compression stroke. You guys follow?
Yes.
All right. Once we've reached top dead center, this piston is now in that combustion chamber, right? So in here, we have this air fuel mixture that's volatile. It's ready to explode. We have all this high pressure air fuel, right? Our crankshaft has rotated our piston to top dead center. Power stroke's 180 degrees. We introduce spark. And it goes bang. The piston moves down. That forces the crankshaft around, and this is where we're turning our potential energy of fuel into heat. The expanding heat forces the piston down, which rotates the crankshaft. It requires the connecting rod and the crankshaft to convert our heat energy into motion, into rotary motion. You guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the power stroke. On the power stroke, both valves are still closed because we want all of the energy to go into forcing the piston downwards. Okay. The last thing here, did I lose anybody? Did somebody check out? Somebody told me they had to leave early. So hopefully, because I got to take attendance. So I'm almost done, I promise. All right, so on the exhaust stroke, our piston would have reached bottom dead center. Now our crankshaft's going to rotate 180 degrees from bottom dead center back to top dead center. The piston is moving upwards. Our exhaust valve is open. Our intake valve is closed. As that moves upwards, it pushes the exhaust out of the combustion chamber, out into the exhaust system, and then out of the tailpipe. So this blows out the exhaust. So here we're going to suck in fresh air and fuel. Here we're going to squeeze the air-fuel mixture. Here we're going to ignite the air-fuel mixture, and it's going to go bang. And here we're going to blow out the exhaust from the combustion chamber. And then we end up at top dead center. We go all the way back and start here at the intake at top dead center again. Intake valve, exhaust valve closes, intake valve opens, the process starts over. Each cylinder is doing this multiple times per second. This is the 4-stroke cycle. So what I'd like to show you here is I think there's a better image here of that.
I think the figure 12.18. I think that's the one.
1218.
Yeah, we could see it. Yeah.
So this is a more detailed image of what I've just drawn. So they can show you here. Image 1 is showing you the intake valve is open, pistons moving down. We're drawing in a fresh air fuel mixture. Position number 2, pistons moving up. We're squeezing that air fuel mixture. We're going to ignite it. Both valves are closed. The 3rd stroke, the air fuel mixture has begun to burn. The air is expanding. It's pushing the piston down and creating motion on the crankshaft. And then the intake, after we pass bottom dead center, the exhaust valve opens and we push out the exhaust gas from the combustion chamber. This is the 4-stroke cycle. So this is what needs to happen on every cylinder in the engine, every rotation of the crankshaft. If one of these things doesn't happen properly, we end up with something called a misfire. Who's heard of a misfire before?
Yeah.
I've actually had some.
Yeah, you get your check engine light comes on and then you end up having to fix stuff, right? So that's a misfire. So this is the process of things that needs to happen in order to have a good running engine, right? So there's a couple of tests to verify that this is working. So what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to probably do a little lecture series and possibly a YouTube video to demonstrate the labs that you guys will be doing to check for proper combustion when you come into the lab. So there's a couple of tests we can do. One of the tests is called a power balance test, and the power balance test is going to identify which cylinders are firing and which cylinders are not firing. And there's a couple of ways to do that. One way to do that is with the scan tool. Another way is by pulling spark plug wires off with special pliers. So those are some of the things we're going to get going on. So any questions on the 4-stroke cycle?
So just to confirm, there actually is a part of the cycle where the cylinder comes up, but it's just to push the exhaust out. So it actually goes up twice for every one explosion of the fuel, combustion of the fuel, right?
Yes. So you have, excuse me, you'll have 720 degrees of rotation, crankshaft rotation, for each 4-stroke cycle. So the 4-stroke cycle only has 180 degrees of actual power being produced. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
I'm going to not go any further. If there's questions, I will answer them. Let me take a picture of the attendance here. I wish I was
I
paying.
think one guy left.
Yeah, I'll figure out. I'll have to figure out who that was by looking at the video. So that's it for me tonight, guys. So our focus is let's get those COVID documents done. Let's get the safety test done. And then sometime before Tuesday, look out for me to upload the lab activity we're going to be doing so that you're prepared when you come in on Tuesday. I don't know exactly what these lectures are going to look like, if we're going to be doing it as a class or if they're going to be pre-recorded. I will let you guys know. This is all new for everybody, so we're just kind of figuring it out as we go. And I'm really looking to be mentored by some of the other teachers that have been doing this COVID teaching online a little bit more than me. So a lot of this is new to me, and I hate to say this, but right now I'm lacking a little confidence with all this, and I'm trying to get in a place where I feel like I'm doing a good job and that we're doing it efficiently. So let's just be patient with each other, and we'll definitely get there. And I hope that you guys have a good weekend. Please reach out to me if there's anything that you have questions about or having trouble with. Otherwise, you guys are excused. Have a good night. And if you have any last minute questions, I'll stay on the line, and look out for updates on Canvas. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Good night.
All right, good night, y'all.
Yeah,
Good
you're
night.
doing great, man.
Thank you.